December 1989, Bucharest. The cold cuts through to the bone. We are in Palace Square, and for hours they have stood here, 50,000 souls packed together, shivering, dragged from classrooms, pulled from factory floors, told to be here, told to wait. They've been standing in near-freezing temperatures for over 5 hours, and they are waiting for one man, Nicolae Ceausescu. For 24 years, he has held this country by the throat, an iron fist wrapped in a dictator's glove. But just days earlier, in a city called Timișoara, something cracked. A priest spoke out. Locals refused to be silenced, and Ceausescu's soldiers answered with bullets. Now the word is out. The anger is spreading, and it's spreading fast. So Ceausescu does what desperate men do. He tries to control the story. He calls for a rally, a mass show of support, right here, in the heart of Bucharest. And he orders it broadcast live on national television. He thinks this will save him. It will be the greatest miscalculation of his life. He steps onto the balcony, waves to the sea of faces below, and the cheering begins, deafening, thunderous. It sounds like loyalty, but look closer. The crowd is frozen, still, silent. Only the front rows move, government employees ordered to clap. Everyone else? Statues. And that roar, that deafening roar, it's a recording, pumped through massive speakers hidden around the square. The cheers are a lie. Then Ceausescu begins to speak. For a few moments, it almost feels normal, controlled, safe, and then screams. Not from the speakers, from somewhere deep in the crowd. Real, raw, terrified. His wife, Elena, freezes. "They're shooting!" she shouts. A guard rushes over. "They're inside the building!" Off camera, demonstrators have broken through. They're surging toward the Central Committee building, toward him. The cameraman has strict orders. If something goes wrong, point the lens at the sky. The protesters are now right below the balcony. Ceausescu and Elena shout down at them, desperate. "Get back! This is a provocation!" And somehow, miraculously, the guards push them back. For a moment, the danger passes, but it's already too late. Ceausescu tries to recover. He announces wage increases, higher pensions, desperate bribes wrapped in empty promises. When the speech ends, the crowd doesn't leave. They've had enough. Enough of the lies, enough of the fear, enough of him. They move through Bucharest, their voices rising. "Down with Ceausescu!" they shout. "Freedom!" And when Ceausescu hears this, he erupts. Still in the capital, he gives the order. Tanks, soldiers, his secret police, crush them, by any means necessary, and they do. Protesters are gunned down in the streets. Snipers perch on rooftops, picking off those who barricade themselves. By morning, the asphalt is slick with blood. Military trucks roll in with water cannons, not to fight fire, but to wash the streets clean. Ceausescu watches, and he breathes a sigh of relief. "It's over," he tells Elena. "Everything will return to normal." He is wrong. Before dawn, new reports arrive. Columns of workers are leaving the factories, marching toward the city center, thousands upon thousands. But this time, something is different. The soldiers and police sent to stop them, they don't fire. They lower their weapons, and they join the crowd. Ceausescu holds an emergency meeting inside the Central Committee building. But outside, hundreds of thousands surround the headquarters, and they're breaking in. He has minutes. He orders a helicopter to the roof. When they emerge, both Nicolae and Elena are ghost white, shaking. Their bodyguards have to carry them aboard. 2 senior officials squeeze in with them, 2 bodyguards. The helicopter lifts off, just as protesters storm the rooftop below. They fly north, toward Ceausescu's residence in Snagov. He scrambles to call for help, demands military escorts. The answer comes back cold and final. "You are on your own. No one is coming." The pilot urges them to leave again. Quickly, they take off, leaving the 2 officials behind to lighten the load. Ceausescu orders the pilot toward a loyal garrison in the west. Then the radio crackles. All flights grounded. Any unidentified aircraft will be shot down. They have to land. The pilot sets down by a roadside between Bucharest and Târgoviște. And just like that, the most powerful man in Romania is standing on a frozen highway with 2 guards and nowhere to go. They flag down a passing car. The driver is a bicycle mechanic named Nicolae Petrișor. He doesn't recognize them at first. He just agrees to help. Inside the car, they hear it on the radio. The uprising has won. Bucharest is free. Petrișor suggests hiding at an agricultural institute on the edge of a nearby town. They agree. When they arrive, the institute director locks them in a room. Then he calls the police. Within hours, both Ceausescus are arrested, handed over to a military barracks, imprisoned. The new government moves fast. The next day, an emergency military tribunal is established. The trial will happen immediately, right there in the barracks. The charges? Genocide, destruction of the economy, stealing over $1 billion from the Romanian people. As the accusations are read, Nicolae Ceausescu laughs. The trial lasts 2 hours. No real defense, no appeal. A show pure and simple. Ceausescu refuses to recognize the court, calls it illegal. It doesn't matter. Guilty. Both of them. Sentence, death by firing squad. Immediate. Nicolae tries to appeal. Denied. Before they're let out, he turns to the guards. "I want to die with Elena." They agree. Soldiers bring rope to tie their hands. Both refuse. "We won't run," they insist. Denied again. They are marched into the courtyard, pushed against a wall. Elena breaks. She screams at the soldiers. Some say she wept. Nicolae? He stays calm. In his final seconds, he begins to sing. The first line of the Internationale, the workers' anthem. Then the shots rang out. The next day, Romanian television broadcast footage of their bodies, proof that the dictator was gone, that the nightmare had ended. In May 1990, Romania held its first free elections in more than 50 years. In the decades that followed, it joined NATO, entered the European Union, began the long, painful work of rebuilding. But if you walk through Palace Square today, on a cold December evening, you might still feel it. The weight of that day, the silence behind the cheering, the moment a nation stopped pretending. And you might ask yourself, how long does it take for a country to truly become free? And what or who gets left behind along the way?